Hey guys, Nick Halden here, aka DVD Collector 96, and welcome to a new video on my YouTube channel. Okay guys, so welcome to a new movie vlog, movie review video on the channel. We're going back to the movie theaters together today, and I decided to watch the newest Glen Powell movie. I already got my tickets, and we're going to the CMX located at the Dolphin Mall cinemas. This is a film that I discovered through early preview trailers, and I added it to the list of movies that I definitely wanted to watch. It's going to be distributed by A24, and I have already seen the poster showing up at my local movie theater. I also saw it at AMC. So I don't know why I have the feeling that this is going to be a good movie to watch on the big screen, and I got the ticket for a regular presentation. So as usual, I have the little sheet paper right here where I have all the info from the film. So we are going to be watching together today How to Make a Killing from 2026. How to Make a Killing is a black comedy thriller film written and directed by John Patton Ford, loosely inspired by the 1949 British film Kind Hearts and Coronets by Robert Hammer and John Dighton. Glen Powell stars and is an executive producer on the film, along with Margaret Qualley, Jessica Henwick, Bill Cam, Zach Woods, Topher Grace, and Ed Harris in the supporting cast. Synopsis for this one: disowned at birth by his obscenely wealthy family, blue-collar Becket Redfellow will stop at nothing to reclaim his inheritance, no matter how many relatives stand in his way. So this movie promised to be about basically a guy that knew he had a rich family, so he's taking care of all of his relatives so he can take the inheritance. Again, it's a black comedy. Glen Powell usually makes an amazing job whenever he's on a movie, so I hope this movie does really well. Again, it's one of the movies that I'm really excited to be seeing, and at the end of this video, as usual, I'm going to be giving you guys my honest movie review. But for me, it's going to be still a couple of days, but for you guys, it's going to be a couple of seconds. So I will see you guys next at the CMX Theatres located at the Dolphin Mall down here in Miami, Florida. Okay, guys, so I now have seen How to Make a Killing with Glen Powell, and we have to talk. So I went last Thursday to CMX Cinemas at the Dolphin Mall here in Miami, Florida. I went to watch the movie after a day of work, and what a perfect movie to end the night with. But anyways, guys, I head to the CMX, and as soon as I went in, I enjoy very much when I start to see new posters to pop up and when I start to see new banner presentations for new films. So as soon as I walk, I saw a few posters getting cheap here and there. They had the poster on the outside. I love the poster for this film. It's basically white and has Glen Powell on a gray suit, basically putting gloves on, and it has like the quote of like, the only thing in the way of his 28 billion enhancement is 7 family members, something like that. I went ahead, printed my ticket, and then I went inside. I did saw a few changes being made. They're promoting a lot this animated film called Gold, if I remember correctly. So on the corner, they have like this basketball yard, and then they now have a new banner on the lobby. They moved the Avatar banner basically for where the tables are now. I don't know why they removed already the Send Help banner, but they basically removed that and they replaced the heel from The Devil Wears Prada 2. They move it to the aisles, which is a little bit darker now. They have the poster for Supergirl, which I'm pretty excited about. They basically have like the full bar and food options open right now, which last time I tried the queso, chips and queso. And then they have the banner for Toy Story 5. It's very beautiful. It's the tablet. In the middle of the tablet, we have Toy Story 5 logo, which basically gets a little bit out. I filmed it in detail. We have the knife from Scream also. We have the Hail Mary project with Ryan Gosling, which is very, very soon that is coming out. We have the Star Wars banner, we have the Hoppers banner, and the poster for Hoppers. And again, pretty excited for all these films to be coming out. The next ticket that I actually have is for Hoopers, which I will take you guys with me to an early access screening at CMX as well. But anyways, I decided, because it was a long day for me, I didn't eat anything at work or anything like it. I just took a few snacks. So I decided to buy myself the chicken tenders and fries, and it was a great 10 out of 10. So I then went ahead, head to the movie theater. It was a few people there, but not that many. So yeah, movie theaters these days, and I knew this film, 7 p.m. on Thursday. Not a lot of people were going to be there, but yes, there were a few people there. So the movie started to play. I start my clock and it's an hour and 40 minutes. This is a very entertaining film with a very entertaining story, basically. So we have this guy that his mom had it with a very rich family and then had a son with one of the family members. Now, he dies when she's giving birth, and the way she raises the son to be successful in life, and she before passing tells him, make sure you have the life you deserve. So this very rich family had like a wheel where it says like the very last alive member will get the inheritance, and it goes like by generation, of course. So he has 7 people in front of him in order to get the inheritance. So he basically has like this charming kind of a guy test, and he basically meets again with a lover that he has when he was very little, and she's like the female attraction of the film, and she basically shows up a lot to him, basically telling him like, when are you going to get the inheritance, start killing people. And it then gets to all these frenzy when he's like, do I actually need to start killing them? So he goes to the house of the very first family member, a very young guy, taking out parties. He gets from an helicopter, starts throwing money out in the pool, and then he basically gets him on his boat. He's alone, so he makes him drown. So he's like, it's going to be this easy. And while the team continues to go ahead, he starts to making more detailed plans, and it starts to be more easy for him. The FBI is now in the hunt because, of course, very rich family, a lot of members dying at the same time. He always makes it to the funeral, and he always acts like he doesn't know that he's going to inherit all this money. But we basically he gets to know one of his uncles, and the uncles decides to start helping him, and he basically doesn't have the guts to kill him and ends up dying of natural causes. But anyways, the movie basically gets you very fast paced. He finds love, he never has enough, and what's funny about this one is that we already know that he gets caught because he's in jail talking to a priest before he's going to be executed. But we basically continue to have the story. A little bit of spoilers ahead if you don't want to know about the ending. But basically what ended up happening is that he continued killing everybody, and the girl's still showing, even though he's now in a marriage and like about to be married and everything. The girl starts to continue showing and tell him like, hey, I didn't want to make it this way, but I did capture you on pictures and everything, and I know what you were plotting, so I can take you out to the police. And basically he storms out to an office and give a check to the husband of the female attraction girl. So on the engagement party night, the last alive relative gives him a call, invites him to the house, and it ends becoming a hunt where they're basically at each other's throats, and he kills the very last member out of self-defense. FBI doesn't do anything about it because, again, all the murders felt so natural and he never gets caught. But the lady was always putting everything in motion and on a plan where she makes everybody believes that the guy killed the husband. So he gets to jail, not for all the murders that he committed, he gets to jail because of this specific guy. So again, he's on the last row, he's talking to this priest, he says that he doesn't have regrets about what he did and everything like it, and it should be like the fair ending that he ended up being in jail. But then the lady comes in, they make an agreement where he's going to give all the money away for her, and then she basically released a note where the guy committed suicide, leaving him out the clock. So he gets released, his fiance is waiting for him, but she dumps him right there, and then he gets to be with the female attraction from the movie, the lover when he was a little kid, and he's like, I know you're expecting that guys like me should have bad endings, but this is real life story. And this is something that gets mentioned to us as the audience a lot through the film, because there is also a quote where it's like, you know how they say that money doesn't buy happiness? We're all adults here, money does buy happiness. And the movie develops like this kind of like dark humor through it. You kind of like rooting for him. I love that the guy, one of the guys that he needed to kill, I love that he died by natural causes, not to make us hate him very much, because hey, he's your uncle, he's helping you out in life, why would you kill him? But anyways, very great 10 out of 10 movie presented to us by A24 Studios and filmed by StudioCanal, which I assumed always that it was a Spanish enterprise, but I think they make business with US owners also. But Glen Powell on this film was very good. Last we saw him was with The Running Man, which I also enjoy him a lot. But again, a dark humor film, I'm always up to it. It has action, it has a lot of things to it. So again, great 10 out of 10. The film is now playing on movie theater, so if you haven't seen it, this is one of the films that I do recommend you to watch it. It's very funny, you will not regret it. Again, only an hour and 40 minutes, and you will get to see Glen Powell at all his glory. But anyways, guys, that was my experience watching the latest film at CMX Theatres. Again, I already have my movie tickets for Hoppers next week, I think, if I remember correctly, next Saturday. But anyways, that will be all for today's video. Like I always say, I hope you guys are enjoying with this new content in the channel. If you are, please let me know in the comments, leave me a like, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel so we can keep this family growing. And see you guys again soon on a new video.